welcome back. So glad you are here. Today we are talking about tofu. Now, before you click away, hear me out. I think tofu gets a really bad rap, but I am fully convinced that if you don't like tofu, you may not have had it prepared in a tasty way. So I polled you guys on Instagram and you all said, please show me how to cook tofu properly. Now, first things first, what is tofu? Tofu is actually condensed soy milk that is a very nutritious source of protein and fiber and isoflavones and other vitamins and minerals. It is very nutrient dense. However, it is kind of plain and has a little bit of a weird texture. So we have to make sure to prepare it properly in order for it to taste good. Today, I'm showing you my favorite way to make crispy, flavorful, delicious tofu. The first thing that we are going to do is press the tofu. Now, there is a lot of moisture in tofu. I'm talking a lot. So you can't skip this step. And I think sometimes people do skip this step and that's where they might be going wrong. So I'm opening up my package here. You can see it's in quite a bit of liquid. So I'm just going to dump that excess liquid out. Oh, or spill it all over the floor. That's good too. And now I'm going to take my block and I have some paper towels here. I'm going to wrap it up like a little package. So I'm just gonna take out my block. Now I'm using organic tofu extra firm. Gotta be extra firm. I'm doing this in more of a savory preparation. So we want it to be that crispy, firm texture. Now I got my tofu. I'm just gonna wrap it up like a package, okay? So wrap and then all the way around on this side as well. I'm just going to put something heavy on top. I just use like a big pan like this. And now listen, I even add a dumbbell on it to make it extra heavy and to really squeeze out a lot of that extra moisture. So I'm just gonna let this sit for an hour. Don't skip this step. I will see you in an hour. It's been a little less than an hour, but this is pretty heavy and my tofu has completely soaked through this paper towel. Now we are going to do the second press, which is extremely important. So take out your squeezed tofu and we are going to slice it into planks about 1 inch thick. So just gonna go like this. And so we're cutting it into strips or planks kind of like this. And I'm just going to line up these pieces on my paper towel, and then we are going to put another paper towel on top and press it again for another 15 to 30 minutes. So on goes our really heavy pot and we get out even more of the moisture. We're done pressing the tofu. This paper towel is also very moist. We got pretty much all the water out of there. So now we are just going to take our planks and cut them into cubes. I just slice once lengthwise and then chop into about 1/2 inch cubes. And then we're going to take our heavy pan and head to the stove to saute these bad boys up a little bit. Okay, I'm starting my pan. I'm going to get it really nice and hot. I want this at like medium high heat And I am using avocado oil. You want to use an oil that is a high temperature cooking oil. And we're gonna go ahead and put in a good swish of this, like 1 to 2 tablespoons, and then we're just gonna kind of get the bottom of the pan coated with our oil. You wanna make sure your pan and your oil is really nice and hot. If it is not hot enough, the tofu just goes in and kind of soaks up the oil and then sticks to the pan, and it just ends up a total mess. So you wanna make sure that your oil is at temp, and I always do the 1 cube drop. So drop 1 piece of tofu and see if it sizzles and if your oil is at the right temperature. Perfect. All right, we're going in. Now listen, when you put your tofu in, they need to practice social distancing, okay? So don't crowd your pan. Tofu pieces are in. We're gonna do an initial stir just to get them coated in a little bit of the oil. Separate them so no 2 cubes are touching, and then we have to leave it be. Nothing ever browned by stirring constantly. So by letting it just sit and cook on one side, it gets that nice brown crispy sear that we're going for. Okay, it's been about a minute. We're gonna toss it around again and sear a side that has not been seared yet. Guys, look at how golden and crispy it's getting. And then we're gonna give it a minute on the new side. So I highly recommend cooking in stainless steel. I think that it sears and browns food so much better than non-stick. The key with stainless, because it can be a little trickier to clean if you don't cook foods properly, is the initial high heat. When that food hits that initial really hot temp, it kind of pulls away from the pan and doesn't stick. Next, we're going to add a little bit of teriyaki sauce. I bought this one from Primal Kitchen, and we're gonna throw it in the pan. It's gonna sizzle up, but that tofu is going to just soak in all the good flavors, and it's gonna be delicious. Let me show you what it's looking like. Okay, so I've browned it for about a minute on all sides, and it is golden and crispy, and oh my gosh, look at it. Like, I cannot right now. And they're so crispy. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat down to low. That way it doesn't spatter crazy when I add the sauce. Just gonna add a splash. Give it a stir. Behold, teriyaki tofu. Now for the fun, delicious part. But first, let me just try one of these cubes. Oh my gosh. Perfect. So for our bowl, I'm starting out with some steamed jasmine rice, then adding some of our crispy tofu, some cucumbers, which I have tossed in a little bit of rice vinegar. Just really gives them a pop of bright flavor. Edamame, double the protein, you guys, which I just tossed with a little bit of toasted sesame oil. If you follow me on Instagram stories, you know that I'm about seasoning everything, so no plain anything. A little bit of avocado for healthy, delicious fat. Perfect. Some green onions. And another drizzle of teriyaki sauce. And sriracha mayo, which you guys, sriracha mayo is exactly like it sounds. It is literally just a couple tablespoons of mayo with a couple tablespoons of sriracha based on your taste. And then some crunchy fried onions on top just to offer that little bit of crunch and fun. And this recipe will be linked down in the comments below. It's from the blog Pinch of Yum, which I just adore. And some sesame seeds. And that is dinner. Oh my gosh. Like, can you even? So good. Now's the best part. We give everything a try. Going in. Oh, this is so good. Got that crispy, savory tofu and the creamy, spicy mayo and that rich avocado and tangy cucumber and the bite from the green onion. This is the real deal, y'all. The real deal. So, I hope today I inspired you to give tofu a try. Give it a fighting chance, y'all. Use the tips that we talked about today. High heat, don't crowd the pan. Get the moisture out of that tofu. 2 presses. 1 press, cut into slices, 2nd press. And I think you'll have a lot of success. This is seriously gonna be on repeat for lunches and dinners. If you liked today's video, please make sure to give a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see how to make anything else. Thanks guys, and see you next time.